If I could actually play an instrument, I might view this game as sacrilege against true music. Now I'll tell you who said this quote about 2008 Wii game Wii Music in just a little bit, but yeah, they are right. Since it came out 18 years ago, this game has become infamous among people who didn't play it, mostly for this clip. Industry royalty Shigeru Miyamoto, just fighting for his life on the cowbell, bless him, making an absolute racket out of the Mario theme, and in 82 awful seconds, cementing the legacy of Wii music. Like, this clip is the start and end of most people's experience with this game, including mine until recently, and it is a real shame, because once you sit down and actually play it, you realise it's way worse. So we're dealing with one of those simulation games in the vein of like a Wii Sports. But instead of swinging your Wii remote and say throwing a punch, in this game you swing it and, sorry, bad example. You're playing instruments, right? So you'll do this to play piano, or this to play guitar, drums, trumpet, so on. And most of the game is built around doing this along to actual songs, like a Guitar Hero type thing. But you can, in fact, just play them freely in this mode here. So my idea was, okay, sweet, I can write a track ahead of time, then just go into this mode and play each part, one by one, and stitch it all together afterwards in a DAW. Jobs are good in Wii Music, million views. Except, it turns out that in Wii Music, you do control the instruments, but you also don't really control the instruments. Let me show you why. This wacky device is called a keyboard, and you will not believe what happens when I press here. Huh? But that's not all, because check out what happens when I press this button a little higher up. Wow. And it's by stringing together notes like this that skilled artisans can weave together what we often call music. But now, imagine that every time I press this key, the keyboard just played whatever note it felt like. And this is how Wii Music works. It's a music game in which you have no control over pitch. Pitch in a music game! But okay, what can you do? Well, to be fair, a few things. The control you have over dynamics is actually pretty great. On something like a piano, it's pretty responsive getting down the difference between a soft and a loud note. Like, it works. And likewise, all the woodwinds give you full dynamic control based on how much you tilt your remote. Which means this footage exists of me now. You can shorten notes, spam notes, and there's instrument-specific stuff like glissandi or double stopping or whatever this is. They honestly did bake in a surprising amount of control into what is, by all accounts, a huge selection of instruments, and then they forgot to let you pick the notes. This is sacrilege against true music. Wait, someone already said that, didn't they? Oh yeah, Shigeru Miyamoto, games industry royalty and general producer of Wii Music. Aleatoric music is a term used by nerds to describe music that has some amount of randomness involved. So look at this piece, for example. You play any of these fragments at random, but let it ring. Take in the moment. Breathe. Then pick another, and so on. You're making music based on a concrete framework, but also it's random. It's going to be different every time you play it. And I guess this is how I've got to approach Wii Music if I want to make something original in it. You know, I've got to treat it as a aleatoric music machine. I need to accept that pitch, you know, that's in God's hands. I can't control it, whereas I can control things like the instruments I use, or the dynamics, or the rhythm, you know. There should be just enough variables within my control that I can express some kind of idea, even if it does all end up just a bit abstract. But it does end up really abstract. Like, dare I say boring? Yeah, boring. This sucks. It's total crap. And I think the reason for that, there's many reasons for that, including all these, but I think the main reason for that is that there's not enough of a concrete framework, you know? I really am just hitting random notes like a child. Like a dumb, stupid, moronic child. Sorry about that. You want to know something weird about Wii Music? hang on. Do you want to know just one weird thing about Wii Music? So the main part of the game is this set of tracks that you can play through, right? It's classic rhythm game stuff. Like, there are all these pieces of music, mostly public domain, mapped out within it. And you can choose to play along with any of them. And if you do it right, you know, hit all the notes at all the right times, you'll hear that song played right back at you. But if you don't do it right, well, actually nothing happens. In other music games, you'll get a bad score or be booed off the stage or whatever. But Wii Music really does let you do whatever you want. In fact, it even trusts you to score yourself. And if you've not already figured out where I'm going with this, there are infinite ways to play a bit of music wrong that I would know. So imagine this. What if, instead of playing notes just completely randomly with no direction at all, we played an existing song, but just so incorrectly that it turned into something completely new? That way there's going to be at least some direction to it, right? There'll be a chord progression that's actually going somewhere, and consider this. Wii Music actually lets you record fully custom layers for these tracks. Like, see these 6 instruments here, these 6 guys in the band? I can make all of them play whatever I want. It doesn't have to be right. So by the time I've replaced all 6 guys in my band with something completely different, I can turn a track like this into something a little more like this. Uh-oh. I'm starting to care about Wii Music. Like, almost objectively, this is not a good music game, right? But at the same time, I could not stop making these, like, ambient deconstructions of actual songs. Look how absolutely checked out I am here, just playing the game normally. And then the moment I start doing this ambient stuff, look, this guy's locked in. It's a surprisingly engrossing way to make music. The way you're thinking on the fly, leaving space, controlling your dynamics and bouncing off what all the other instruments are actually doing. And look, the end product is fine. Arguably, it's copyright infringement, but the actual process, I don't know how to tell you this. I found it genuinely expressive. Look, this is a man bearing his soul, and he's doing it in Wii fucking music. I was not expecting to find an actually fulfilling way of making music with this game, at least not one that didn't involve busting out the door and getting a bit silly, but here it is. Wii Music, completely vanilla, you know, on its own, and it's somehow bringing me genuine creative expression. I actually recommend that you try this. It's pretty good, but we can go deeper. Wii Music's kind of just a middleman, right? Like it's got all of these instruments stashed away inside it, and it'll kind of let you control them, but only on its own freakish little terms. I don't know what it's like to just play these instruments like a normal person. So what if I could just reach in, you know, have a little rummage, grab the instruments, take them out, and play them the way that God intended? Well, actually, that's really easy, because someone called Makar the Nut has already done it. They've ripped the sound font out of Wii Music and put it online publicly, so you can just download it and it's yours. I'll put it in the description. FL Studio's got a really good sound font player, so I'll just pop it in there, and all of a sudden you can control the Wii Music guitar without having to deal with, you know, Wii Music. And it still sounds really bad. I'm being harsh, right? A lot of these instruments do sound like crap, but there are a few genuine highlights, like the marimba or the vibraphone. Like either of those, I would very happily sneak into an actual production. The harp? The drums have got a bit of charm to them. I could totally imagine taking those somewhere interesting. And the flute sounds just like a mellotron in a way that I'm big into, right? It's got a lot of appeal. So I'm going to make a track using only Wii Music sounds, right? And sometimes when I do videos like this, I will go deep on the processing, right? Just completely transform all the sounds into something else. I don't want to do that today, right? I want to keep this, you know, pretty transparent and make it, you know, essentially just an overtly MIDI-ish, you know, mid-2000s Nintendo soundtrack. I'm saying all this in future tense. I've already done it. It sounds like this. Is Wii Music a misunderstood masterpiece and a genuinely useful musical tool? No? What? Have you even been watching this video? It's janky and it's limited and it has taken up months of my life, and the music's fine, whatever, but come on, you did not click on this video, you know, expecting me to actually try and sell you Wii Music as a viable musical instrument. I would say that I at least had fun, but then I look at my footage and it's 50 gigabytes of me looking like this and maybe 10 of me doing that ambient thing. Is this a musician on your screen right now? What am I even doing? And why the hell are there people paying actual money for my Patreon where all they get is like over 2 hours of exclusive videos and more showing up every month and then like 10 other things? Actually, that one kind of makes sense. Anyway, thanks for watching. There are buttons you can press if you had a good time with me today. Go make music with something normal. The mic stand in this video was sponsored by Audi Toyota.